It's approaching 10 a.m. on the morning of August 4th, 2018. Calvin Castine, along with Judy Castine, and we're here at the Crete Memorial Civic Center. We just saw Wonder Woman enter, and we're looking at a Stormtrooper and an unmasked Darth Vader. And some other folks here in costume. It's the second or third annual, depending on how you're counting it, ComicCon here in Plattsburgh, and we're gonna go inside and take a look around in what should be an interesting morning at the Crete. We didn't get too far before we were accosted for identification by this fellow. Who are you working for?
Darth Vader.
You're working for Darth Vader. Wow. Do you have a name?
My name is Stormtrooper 001.
When you're not here, do you have a name?
Sean. Sean McGaldy.
You're one of the Perry's Mills Stormtroopers?
Yeah. Stormtrooper Perry's Mills, yeah.
Okay. Do other people know your secret identity, or you must make it like a secret service? Is that how you operate sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah, it's Secret Service, yes.
So have you been to these before?
No, this is actually my first year.
All right. Is this a brand new outfit for you?
I wore this at my daughter's party and all that stuff one time, because she had a Star Wars themed birthday party, so I figured I would wear it again.
Okay. All right. A lot of people dress strangely here. Have you noticed that?
A little bit.
There's one right there. Come over here.
It's my daughter.
Your daughter. You're dressed kind of strangely. Do you always dress like this?
No, I don't always dress this strange. It's just Comic-Con. What I'm going at is a thing called steampunk. It's basically old 1800s machinery, you know, gears, clocks, and stuff like that. Like inventions.
Oh, okay. So you're centuries behind this fellow then.
Definitely.
Do you have a name when you're not whoever you are?
My name is Alexa.
Alexa? In real world?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I didn't know if you were one of those. Alexa, get me some.
Oh,
You're not one of those. Do you get that all the time?
Yes.
Did they name that after you?
Well,
they're opening the doors.
I feel really darn special if they did.
They're opening the doors.
I'm a go.
They're on the run. They're racing in. I'm glad we weren't there in front to get stampeded. We'll pick this up inside here. Oh, wait, we got an interesting character. Turn to your left here, Judith, and look at that fellow there. He looks kind of dangerous here. We may not go in after all. We'll have to think about it. I'm not sure if I want to go in and be in the same room with that guy. But we'll find out. Don't go away. We have made our way inside, and there are VIPs that came in early, and I'm not sure what they got. We're just going to walk around slowly here, because I know the camera kind of wobbles when we walk. And slowly look at what's here, and then we'll come back and talk to some folks. This is the Crete Civic Center in Plattsburgh. We've attended probably hundreds of events over the years, and this is, as we said, either the second or the third. There was a Comic-Con held at the American Legion Post 20 on the Quarry Road in Plattsburgh, and and last year this group took over. Hello. This group took over. I think we're not going to get too far before we get to talk to folks here, so we're gonna check. I know this guy's one of the stars here, so we're going to talk to him, and then before the crowd gets in here. And we'll come back and we'll talk to some of the other folks that are along the path here too. As we mentioned, there are several guest stars here, and this is one of the guest stars. Your name?
Rusty Gilligan. How you doing?
Very good, thank you. Rusty, I'm sure a large part of our audience will know exactly what you've done, but there will be some that don't know what you're famous for. Tell us a little bit.
I've done comic book and film work since the 70s. I worked on the very first heavy metal movie back in the 80s. I worked on Marvel's Captain America, The Avengers, Spider-Man 2 and 3. I recently did work for Walking Dead, and I also worked on Walking Dead Season 1. And I've done a lot of aftermarket work, Doctor Who, Night of the Living Dead, Star Wars, etc. So this is a great show. It brings in a lot of local people as well as fans from hours away and from Canada also. And we had great luck here last year. Fantastic people in cosplay and in costume, and they're very much appreciative of having a nice local show. Sam Chase, the promoter, is a fantastic promoter. He really knows his stuff.
So you were here last year?
Yes.
You were happy enough that you came back?
Well, I was invited. You know, that's the thing about being a guest. You know, they call you and they say, would you like to appear? And I'm like, I would love to. You know, I'm an attention whore, so I just love, you know, that's it. But, or like they used to say in the 70s, I'm a gig pig. But I very much enjoy meeting the fans, taking pictures with them, hamming it up. You know, I do like little card tricks at the table and fool around with the kids and, you know, whatever. It's all about entertainment. That's really what it is. Every time somebody plops down, you know, $10 to go see a movie, or, you know, $15 for a print or a toy or an action figure, you know, they're representing the industry. It might not be yours, but every bit of money that comes into the industry helps the whole industry. And that's the ticket. It really is. When you walk around this show, you'll see some beautiful costumes, toys from all over the industry, comic books, especially the small press circuit. These are, you know, hard-fought projects, more than just working in a giant office building with 50 employees per book. You know, right. Some of these books, it's only one person on the book, and they put their heart and soul into it.
Yeah. So, what was your first love when it came to the comics?
You know, I was an only child, and I got an Archie comic and just fell in love. I'm an oddball. I like retro. I like old-fashioned. I like a lot of golden age. I actually don't read a lot of new comics because I find that they're too mature. Comic books are for the readers. It doesn't matter if you're 5 reading dropping anvils on Bugs Bunny's head, or you're 50 or 60 ogling at Wonder Woman or whatever. The thing is that it's for the reader, the person who enjoys the art, patronizes the businesses, the few stores that are left, or the artists buying their prints. So for me, I was an only kid, and this was a substitute for me. You know, this was the little brother I didn't have, or the dad that I didn't have. So people always say, you know, how did you grow up? And I say, well, I was a poor kid in Brooklyn in a little tenement. And, you know, who was my father? It was, you know, Captain Kirk, Marshall Dillon, you know, on and on and on, James West. And then I had comics, and it was a big deal for me. I started tracing images and using silly putty on the pages, and did all the shrinky dinks I could find in the store. And then pretty soon I started really getting into the fanzines and the magazines, reading the articles. And some of my first jobs were writing articles and doing artwork for some of the advertising that were in them, drawing pictures of characters that nobody would ever remember, but at the time very popular, you know. But when you have today, it's very easy to break into the industry because you have the internet, and there's no breaking into the big companies. But back then it was very hard to get started, and there was not a lot of competition, but there was a lot of great talent left over from the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and they were still active, you know. Yeah. So
Well, speaking of great talent, one of my good friends lived in Essex, New York. Sid Couchy, and Sid was Richie Rich.
Right.
And you know, he was just a great guy, and he died a few years back. But he was active right up to maybe 6 months before he passed.
Those books were fantastic. All those Harvey books, and they were fantastic. The artwork was beautiful, and it was very entertaining, and it was what brought a lot of people into the industry. You know, Richie Rich and Hot Stuff, Little Lulu, all the Warner Brothers characters. Those were the things that, just like from my generation, people were seeing the Scooby-Doo cartoons and the Super Friends and on and on and on. That's what brought people in from the generation before. And that's why we have some great stars now, is because of books like that. You couldn't advance to Superman if you weren't reading, you know, Bugs Bunny at first.
Right.
So
you got to work your way up there. Well, I'm going to give you a Sid Couchy drawn book here that was done locally.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's
Thank
Tom
you very
Tyler
much.
Tales,
the Adirondack Adventurer. That's beautiful.
So I want to give you that because I knew you were going to be here, and I figured you might be a fan of that genre.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right.
It was nice speaking to you.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. This will be on. Met this fellow almost a year ago, last fall, when the McDonald's opened in Champlain.
Yes, and I've seen you briefly on Facebook before then, so it was great to meet you then, Calvin.
What is your name?
Herman Downer.
Herman the Moose.
Yep, I work for 97.9 The Moose. It's one of our 3 radio stations.
All right. And you were telling me, Herman, that you're one of the men behind the scenes here.
Yes, I met Samuel last year when he first said he was coming into Plattsburgh, so I reached out to him, and I've been working as his local resource and helping him find vendors in the area. If he has anything like tables, if he needed help with tables or something, I go out and help him find those. He uses my equipment up on stage for the panels, so it's a good relationship him and I built together.
Okay, you help promote the whole idea.
Yep, I run it on 2 of our radio stations' Facebook pages. We run commercials on the air for them. So.
Okay, so what can we expect today, Herm?
Well, today you get to meet some of the people from TV shows like The Clerks and Ghost Hunters. They're going to have cosplay players, which those are just people dressed up in different costumes, and they're having contests about who's the best dressed and stuff like that. So it's exciting.
Who votes?
I don't know. There's a panel out there that ends up doing all the voting, so that's not my category. So.
Okay. So what are you dressed as today?
I am dressed as Herman the Moose.
So, very clever. You're probably going to be the only one dressed like that.
Yeah. So that way people know that I am representing the radio station. So.
Okay. Any idea on the attendance last year?
Last year there was about 2,500 people.
That's not bad.
So we're hoping to have at least that this year. If we can get more than that, that would be lovely.
Now I know this is billed as the 2nd annual, but there was one 2 years ago held at the Legion on Post 20, but that was a different group.
Yep, that's Plattsburgh, so that's put on by PBS. So they're a little bit different. You expect different things at the 2 because they have the panels, like I said, with the stars of the Clerks TV series. They bring in a lot of other things like the Jurassic Jeep. So that's stuff I haven't seen at Plattsburgh yet. So.
Okay. See, I'm an old school comic fan, with back in the 50s and 60s, and so I'm maybe not as up to date as I should be in some of this stuff. Are you a nut here? Are you one of the people that really follows a lot of this stuff? Or
actually, I don't.
Interest? You don't?
My interest lies more with the music.
Oh.
But it's just a community event, and we want to be out in the community and doing different things. So I hope that people are going to see me a lot more out there. Just like I know ComicCon has actually made it now because Calvin Castine is here.
It's hit the big time now.
Yes.
This will do it right here.
Yes, it is.
All right. Anything else we should know?
No. Please come down. They're here today till 6 o'clock and 4 o'clock tomorrow. Come enjoy a great time.
And there will there will be a third annual. We're pretty sure of that.
Yes,
right
and
now.
actually that has been moved to September next year. So
September. Oh, that's gonna make it rougher for me because that's soccer season.
yes, well, August is a busy month, and he's learned that.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot going on today. So he's going to move it out to a little bit further in the year.
I know Burlington's got a parade of fools going on, and the summers are so short up here that everybody tries to crowd everything in. And this is an event that can be held any time of the year. So
well, I
it
know.
doesn't have to be in the summer, so that's probably a good move to spread it out. All right,
great talking to you again, Calvin.
Take care. All right, we've got the instigator here. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Samuel Chase, and I'm the president of Plattsburgh ComicCon.
All right, and where are you from? You're not a Plattsburgher, are you?
No, but I am not too far in Saratoga County, so we do a show, Saratoga ComicCon, and we also do this show, Plattsburgh ComicCon.
Okay, Herman's telling me you do 2 shows in the Saratoga area every year? Or?
That's correct, yep, 2 shows there and then 1 in Plattsburgh.
Okay, I know 2 years ago another outfit had a show at the Legion in Plattsburgh here, and apparently they didn't come back, but you decided you were going to start the first annual. Actually, it was the second Comic-Con, but it was the first annual Plattsburgh Comic-Con, or whatever you're calling it.
Yeah.
And now you're back here for the second year, so last year's was apparently successful.
Yeah, very successful. So now, we came back for obviously the second annual, and we're actually planning the third
already
as of right now.
Yeah, so, Herman's telling us, I don't know if it was off camera, that you're looking maybe to move it back further in the year, so get away from some of the summer events that are going on.
Yeah, we're gonna try and do definitely mid-September. So after the Battle of Plattsburgh, because I know that's a big event, so we want to make sure it's right after that. So we're not gonna do it on that day.
Don't do it on that day. No. And I know there's a festival of fools or something going on in Burlington right now. I'm not saying anybody here would classify in that, but I'm sure some of the people who are there might be interested in coming here for a different date.
Definitely. It's like that with anywhere. I found out with doing Comic-Cons it can be difficult because you put up your date and then 10 other people want to do something the same day, but really Comic-Con's so specific that if people want to come to Comic-Con, they're going to be here. As you can see, it's just 10 o'clock and we've already got hundreds here so far. So
and it's the first day and it's going to be going again tomorrow.
Exactly.
Now, if people want to keep in touch so they know what's happening, do you have a website, Facebook page, both?
Absolutely. So we have PlattsburghComicCon.com, or we have Facebook.com/Plattsburgh ComicCon. Instagram and Twitter are Plattsburgh CC, and a lot of our hashtags are Plattsburgh CC on any of social media, so you can find us that way as well. You can also email us at PlattsburghComicCon@outlook.com, and that's probably the best way to get a hold of us.
All right, now, do you ever have any idea at one of these how far your furthest person came to witness it?
Yeah, actually, funny thing is somebody actually came home from Arizona, and they will be actually here today.
Oh, okay.
But honestly, I'd have to say Saratoga Comic-Con, that person was from Brazil. So, yeah, so
well, they just happened to be in the area, probably.
They did, yeah. But the great thing is they didn't just happen to be there. They actually were looking in America on places to go, and they found mine, so they made it part of their tour trip. So,
wow.
Yeah, so Brazil is definitely the farthest. So.
I would imagine you may have stopped into Ticonderoga.
Absolutely, my parents were married there. Yeah.
Wow, well, that's good.
Yeah.
But the Star Trek little display that James Cowley has.
Yeah, we're going to start working with him as well.
Oh,
so
yeah,
he has already emailed me, and we're going to be in contact about the whole thing. So yes.
No, just a fantastic what he is. He's a great Elvis impersonator, but it's just fantastic what he's done.
Oh yeah, I can't believe that. Yeah, and everybody comes so great. It's phenomenal. So yeah, especially for up here, and like with him doing that. We hit Saratoga, then we hit Plattsburgh, and we just make sure it's a big pop culture area all the way up, because Star Trek is pop culture too, not only sci-fi. So, and that's just something that all our companies work with, and that's something we specialize in. So, we're very happy to do it and bring it to the area.
Now, you have a lot of big name people that are here.
Yeah.
But you also have people that are walking around that look like they could be big name, but they're just regular folks.
That's right. When you meet these people, you realize that they're just regular people, and they're just actors. But they do mean a lot to people, and they're definitely icons in the industry. So.
You've got, like I see the X-Men over there. And
the Montreal X-Men, yep, they're raising money for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention.
Okay.
Yeah, we got this Stranger Things wall, and so that's from the TV show. That's we have quite a bit here. So lots of vendors, pop culture, toys, anime, new and old toys, collectibles, art, tons of that stuff. So it's really great, really great.
So. What would be, if you had to put it in a box, how big a box would that be? Obviously, you got comic books, but you got TV shows, movies, toys, collectibles. So anybody who's contacting you say, no, you're just not part of our what we're doing?
No, not really. It's pretty much everybody. Everybody that usually contacts us.
At least PG 13.
Yeah, definitely go PG-13. Yeah, that's up to the vendors. But yeah, we make sure that there's nothing risque here because there's lots of kids here.
That's
and,
right.
We've seen some risque cosplay, and we have to say you guys got to go. That rarely happens because mostly
family friendly.
Yeah, definitely family friendly. Mostly everybody respects that too. So, yeah. Great.
So there's a VIP level. They got to get in here early. What do the VIPs get?
So the VIPs get 4 exclusive prints, the exclusive lanyard badge, and they get a bunch of goodies from different sponsors, toys, everything else like that. And it's makes the experience better. It's half an hour early into the show. Also gets you in the whole weekend, not just one day. Because your regular pass is $25, VIP is $55. And then everything inside, you're getting probably about $100 value in the VIP bag for just $55. So.
Okay, so that's something for people to consider next year. If they're watching here on Saturday night or Sunday morning, it may be a little late to be a VIP, but
maybe we might have one left. Maybe.
Might have one left. You twist your arm a little bit.
We did have 6, but we've already sold 1, so we got 5 left.
5 left. Yep. All right, so there's still a chance to be a VIP and get $100 worth of stuff for your VIP status. All right. Anything else, Sam, that we should know about?
I think that's it. I think you're at you are at the largest Comic-Con in Northern New York. That's for sure. So we are the largest one. So.
All right. So we're going to look around and talk to a few people. And thanks for taking time to chat with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks. Bye. Don't go away. I brought in. We are going to continue our little walkabout here. We'll look at some of the displays. Everywhere you look, there are interesting folks in the area. There's Jay Moore's studio. And it looks like he does some interesting stuff. I just thought of our friend Dave Monette, probably ought to be here. He's an interesting artist, and he should probably be thinking about coming to this if he's not here today. He does some interesting artwork over the years. You're walking here, you got to be conscious of where your feet are. We've got, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be Spider-Man. That's not Spider-Man. Who is that?
That is Deadpool. That's Deadpool.
Deadpool. Who are you?
I'm not Zelda. I'm Link.
What are you doing here?
I'm a recruiter. I work for HTS, so I'm hiring for people for a variety of jobs, and we're supporting Diamond Comics today, one of our biggest warehouses in the area.
All right, so you expect to find some quality people to hire here at this thing? I see a lot of strange folks.
Yeah, well, everyone is looking for work, and there is a job for everyone. So last year I met over 35 qualified candidates, and we placed about 20 of them successfully into positions. So we have a pretty high success rate, and we're doing great.
All right, so you're back again, and be back here next year probably.
I definitely will. I will come every year.
All right, these are Diamond Comics here you're distributing here?
Yes, feel free. They're completely complimentary.
There, Doctor Who. I like Doctor Who. I'll give this to my cameraman.
Oh, nice.
Actually, she's a woman.
And then these are cool. They go on your phone. You represent HTS.
Oh, isn't that nice?
You're here to kind of hold it, or you can kind of set it there to stand it up.
Wow, you got it all right here.
Great.
And,
Yeah.
and she'll give you a job.
Exactly. Come to work for ETS.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
All right, Deadpool.
Hello, Dad. I like your superhero costume.
All right. We'll let the camera do the talking. A picture is worth 1,000 words, they say. Comics sold here. All right. You got that issue you never were able to collect. You can find it here. There's some comics for sale over here too. That's more on the time period when I was reading comics, and some of them are even older than that. Wiz comic goes way back. See Captain Marvel. Those are. That could be an old one, or it could be. You selling these books?
How are you?
I'm well. What's your name?
My name is Tommy.
Tommy's
Toys and Comics.
Tommy's Toys and Comics.
Up in Rouse's Point.
That's a strange last name you got there, Tommy. Do you have another last name?
Yes, I do.
You gonna share it with us?
It's Tassone.
Tassone?
Yep.
I'd go with Toys and Comics too.
Much easier to pronounce.
So you got this available right there in downtown Rouse's Point, huh?
Yes, sir.
These I see some, Captain Marvels and Wiz and Boy. Those are from the 40s. Are these reprints or what are those?
No, they are from the 40s. They are authentic.
These are original.
Yes,
Wow.
they are. I have 50,000 comics up at my shop.
50,000?
50,000.
That's a lot of books.
Yes, sir.
All right. So how'd you get in the comic business?
By luck.
By luck. Good luck or bad luck?
I'll let you know.
The jury's still out on that one. Huh?
That's right. That's right.
All right. So where's your store? Right there on Lake Street, but where?
It's between Sandy's Deli and the coffee shop.
Okay. So a lot of traffic, particularly in the summer, but...
Right.
How long have you been there?
4 years, and we are the biggest comic book collectible toy entity in all of upstate New York.
Okay. Do the people travel to get you? Do you do a lot through the
They are
internet?
now. They are now.
Do you do a lot on the internet?
No.
Really?
We advertise on Facebook, but that's about it. Yeah.
Okay. I would think that people who can't get to Rouse's Point, not everybody goes to Rouse's Point,
That's right. That's why I come here.
Oh.
And I'm going to Potsdam in 2 weeks for their Comic-Con, and Canton in September for theirs. And
all right. So, anything else we should know about Tommy's Toys Comics? You got toys, obviously.
I've got lots of toys. I also sell antiques and collectibles and other things as well.
Okay. All right, nothing else?
Come check us out.
Come check you out. What's your hours? But you're not there open today?
No, we are open today.
You're open today?
We're closed Mondays and Tuesdays.
Okay.
Then Wednesday through Friday, we're open noon to 5. Saturday, 10 to 4. Sunday, 10 to 2.
Okay. So you didn't bring everything you have here then?
Oh, good gosh, no. My shop's almost 4,000 square feet. I only have 2 vehicles.
And you got somebody running the store today?
Yes, we do.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. And we'll take a look at some of your titles before I leave.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Moving right along here, we just can't get very far without finding someone interesting to talk with. We're at the Plattsburgh 2nd Annual ComicCon. A lot of vendors here. Trying to move as slowly as we can. craftingbees.com. I wonder what a crafting bee is, don't you? Are you allowed to talk to us? All right, come on over here a little bit closer. What's your name?
My name's Brenda Capron, and this is my company, Crafting Bees.
Crafting Bees, what does that mean?
Well, it comes from my mother and I have been in business together. We're B&B Capron Enterprises, so this is our crafting portion, so we call ourselves Crafting Bees.
Okay.
We make a lot of fun things for events like this. I have different push pins and keychains, wristbands. I make checker sets with different characters on it.
Where are you out of?
I'm out of a place called Westernville, New York. It's down near Rome and Boonville.
Okay, so you're a little ways from home right now.
Yes, I do. I have my brother who lives here in Plattsburgh. So.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah.
You're visiting him. You say, I come to visit. I just happen to bring along my goods to sell. All right, so you go to a lot of craft fairs and so on?
Yes, I do. I do down in my area, and then I've done a couple up here in Plattsburgh and down in Syracuse and Oswego and all over.
All right, so just you and your mother?
Yes.
All right. Well, good luck and thanks for chatting with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we will continue our journey here, and there was somebody standing here. Look at this guy coming down. You don't see a guy like that every day on the street, do you? Oh my goodness. Oh, look at the ears on that girl. There's a blue-skinned friend, you know. Well, I'm not sure. This looks like a lot of the Japanese artwork. Okay, moving right along here. Oh, another guy who couldn't decide if he wanted to be a rabbit or or some kind of an invader. I'm not sure here. I'm not sure what that's all about here. You can get tattooed while you're here if you want. More comics for sale. More craft items. Lots of craft items. And other items here. If you haven't got what you need for your costume, you can get it right here on site. Nice. Where else are you going to buy a set of horns like that, huh? You've been looking to get some horns? This is the place to come right here. And more craft folks. And this looks like more toys and kits and comics in this area. Large posters.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. All right.
Good to see you here, Calvin.
You're not tracing a train? What are you doing?
No, we're running the Bouncy House, and I'm looking for dinosaurs and Dr. Alan Grant, Jurassic Park.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
I thought your name was Wingler.
Sometimes it is. Hey, I hope everyone comes here, has a great time coming to the Plattsburgh ComicCon.
All right. So
thanks to Sam Chase.
What's that badge you got there? You got two badges.
Well, one kind of goes with this is called a cosplay. It's where people dress up as something from a TV show, a movie, cartoons, video games. It's kind of a popular hobby nowadays. And the other one is a volunteer badge. I friends with Sam that runs this, and one of the things that these conventions need is they need people that basically help out with stuff. So other Josh over here helps out. There's a slew of volunteers. We were here yesterday setting up tables. Here today just helping out at the event. We want to see the community have a good event, a good turnout, where people can enjoy the things they like, fandoms. I mean, everything from Star Trek to Star Wars to everything in between nowadays. Thanks to shows like The Big Bang Theory and things like that, being geeky is trendy now.
Your time has come.
Well, you know, I've spent so much years dressing up in goofy outfits anyway. You know, what's dressing up as a movie character versus a French and Indian or War of 1812 soldier?
Reenactor and reenacting and chasing trains.
Yep, it's great stuff. You know, enjoy what you can. It's one of the things, the area's got a lot of rich stuff going on, and I hope this will be one of the premier events in the future that we'll see is the Plattsburgh ComicCon.
All right. I'll go along with it. I'll second that.
Thanks, Calvin.
Right, thanks, Calvin. Okay, we're going to continue right along here. Never a dull moment. There's that blue-skinned person. Looks like somebody from the Avatar movie. Not sure if this guy is anyone in particular. I've seen her before. Oh, we're right in Jurassic Park now. Look at this. Got the Jurassic Jeep right here. Okay, look at that. Jurassic Park Jeep right here on display. I imagine you could get your picture taken in front of it. I'm not sure what they're doing here. What are you guys doing here?
This is his Jurassic Park Jeep. He's right down there. He does photo ops. I think he gives trivia. He has like a security vest you can wear. He does the whole Jurassic Park experience.
Oh, okay. Who are you? What are you dressed as?
Oh, I'm Denard Cosplays. I'm Dr. Mrs. the Monarch. She's a villain on the Venture Bros. This is my first time doing this cosplay, so I hope it looks good.
So you're out of your element here at Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Well, we usually do shows together. We're usually the tables next to each other. Yeah, I usually wear like pink and bright colors, so this is the first time I've been a villain. So.
Okay. Is that you right there with the
yes,
pink?
all of these are all those are him.
Oh, those are him?
I know.
That's him?
Yeah.
He's that blonde right there?
Yeah, we switch it up sometimes.
All right.
You guys having fun?
I'm having fun. Are you?
Yeah. For a morning, yeah. Usually I sleep till 2, but this is good.
I'm going to sleep to 2 today. All right, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Nice to meet you.
There's a National Guard. I think those are real National Guarders. These guys are not role-playing here. They're talking to some Star Wars folks. Trying to hide from the Force, so they're checking with the guards, see if they can get some help there. Everywhere you look, every direction, more stuff, more superheroes showing up as we go. All right, we're back. There's a girl walking around with a cardboard box on her head. That's quite the elaborate costume. I don't know how she came up with that.
Well, it works for her, so.
I'm going to use my extrasensory perception, Russell Bredholt.
That is correct, yes.
All right, amazing what I can do when I look up at your name up there, isn't
yes.
it? So who is Russell Bredholt?
So I am the writer and co-creator of a comic book called Sidekick, which is put out by Darby Pop Publishing. And Sidekick is about superhero sidekicks who get sick and tired of being disrespected by the heroes that they work for, so they go on strike.
I didn't even know they had a union.
But they did, and that was exactly my thoughts when I was putting it together, is they should have a union.
So you've unionized all the sidekicks.
Yes, this is very much a story about the arrogance of power and how power structures can fall apart quite easily when the people who are at the bottom of that chain get together and say, no, I think things need to be changed here.
All right, so you do the artwork and the writing
Nope,
both?
I am the writer. My co-creator is Miguel Mendonça. He is the current penciler on Justice League over at DC. And when DC when he caught their attention, I had to have a fill-in penciler finish the series for me, and that was Bong Dazo. He drew Deadpool, Merc with a Mouth, and Avengers the Initiative. There are 4 issues so far for the series, and it does tell a complete story. So anybody wanting to pick up the trade, you're getting a complete story. It's not like we get to the end and there's a big cliffhanger and say, no, now what? And so that's what I was trying to do. I wanted to make sure that people got a fulfilling story out of it.
Okay, so how many chapters altogether?
4.
4 chapters.
Yeah,
okay.
But we have a new 1.5 volume from Darby Pop, and that includes 2 11-page bonus stories by amateur writers and artists who won our Breaking Into Comics contest for 2000, I forget if it was 17, yeah, it was 2017. And basically, so writers and artists who haven't quite made it yet can submit their portfolios, and we put a team together, and their work got included in kind of the reprint of the book, because our original run sold through a year and a half ago.
Oh, so how do you market it?
But primarily, I mean, everything is through Diamond, through their previews for the stores, and then it's all online, and then hitting the conventions. We do very, very well at conventions.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's a story that resonates with people. You tell somebody your boss treats you like a jerk, and you do all the work, and then they take all the credit. I can think of nobody who says, wow, I've never experienced that. So it resonates very well. So at a convention, face to face, people really understand the book.
They know where you're coming from.
Exactly.
All right. So do you do this? You don't do this year round?
No, this is not. Yeah, this is not my full time. Yeah.
Yeah. How's your boss feel about this?
My boss is very supportive, actually, because this book is not based on my current boss. It's based on an old boss.
Oh, a former boss.
Exactly.
And that's what you'll tell your next boss, too, right?
Precisely.
All right. Well, good luck. I hope you sell out today.
Yes, thank you.
Well, you have an internet site? Facebook?
Oh, we sure do. So if you're on Facebook, it's Sidekick Comics, and on Twitter, it's @Sidekick Comics, but instead of a CS, it's an X.
Okay.
And then the publisher's website is darbypoppublishing.com, or maybe it's just darbypop.com. I should know that.
You should know that. Next year we'll quiz you again.
Okay.
All right. Thanks very much.
No, thank you.
All right, thank you. We're obviously not going to be able to talk to everyone, not even everyone that we want to talk to, but we will continue our trek through here. See some caps and so on. A lot of little figurines, kind of bobblehead type of caricatures. They look like they're busy.
Also, we call this podcast with DJ Tom. DJ Tom is here. If you're wondering where he is, he's right across from Jurassic Park. Also by Face Paint and the Bouncy House. I'm sure you're going over and say hi to DJ Tom. Also, we'd like to thank Arkway Gaming and Brooklyn Print House for some amazing Plattsburgh ComicCon shirts.
Cooper's Cave. Games and paintball trade.
For VR later today, and also don't forget to sign up for the Super Smash Bros. Tournaments.
It looks like the crowd continues to grow on a regular basis here. A lot of folks continue to come in. It's a 2-day event, starting at 10 o'clock on Saturday, and then again on Sunday, August 4th and 5th here at the Plattsburgh Crete Center. More artwork, more crafts. And apparently there's games you can play here. Not sure how that works. Here's a scary little room. Howdy, what's your name? What's your name?
Mike.
Do you have a last name, Mike?
Hansen.
What are you doing here?
I am running the Stranger Things wall.
What's so strange about your Stranger Things wall?
It's from the show. It's multiple scenes happen in the living room of one of the main characters. And we kind of got a good Mod Podge of all of the different events and items throughout the show.
What's the network is that on?
It's on Netflix.
Netflix? Oh.
Yeah. Netflix
On
original.
demand.
Season 2 just finished up. Season 3 is coming next year.
And season 1 was last year?
Yes.
Ah, see how I figured that out. Stranger
That's
Things.
how seasons work, yes.
It sounds like it's kind of scary.
It is kind of scary. I had someone earlier that they had a younger kid who they weren't letting watch the show yet, but they took a bunch of pictures for him so that when he was older, he would understand and appreciate them.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was kind of cute.
When he's old enough to get scared. You must be kind of scared. You got a bunch of scary X-Men next to you.
Yeah. They're a good group, though. They're really nice.
All the way from Montreal.
The Montreal ComicCon. Well, Montreal X-Men.
Yeah, look at that. If you pay them $1, they'll let you pose with it. I'm not sure what they charge, but
it's all to charity.
Yeah.
So you can donate whatever you can. If you have different levels, you get different items too, along with a photo. And they have their own professional photographer, so.
That's a professional photographer right there?
Well, I think it's their photographer. I'm not sure if he's a professional.
Well, he might be when he uses his camera. But
yeah, I was going to say, he has a huge Nikon, so I'm assuming.
This guy's always growling here. I don't know if I trust him. You trust him? Look at him there.
No,
I think he wants to step outside.
I think he needs some nail care, too.
Yeah, I think I'm going to invite him out in the parking lot. You want to come along?
I mean, no, you can have good luck with that.
All right. All right, there we are at the Montreal X-Men, and they're busy here.
5, 10, or 20.
Look at that. They're raising money for prevention of suicide.
All right, so here, you take a card and like our bait. Okay.
It must make for a long day. This poor Professor X has to sit there all day. I'd be kind of tired here, but they've got a good stream of folks who want to get their picture taken. And who wouldn't want to get their picture taken with a fine-looking group like this here? Let's look at them here individually, one at a time here. There's Deadpool. I recognize him. Oh, he's coming over that side. I'm not sure what these furry creatures are, but they look friendly. They look on the friendly side. Look at the camera. Smile. All right, we'll try to get through here. Don't want to interrupt the X-Men when they're busy. This guy looks like he should have a bullwhip here. Do you have your bullwhip with you?
I do.
All right.
It's not a very good one, but...
All right. What are you looking for today? A lost ark or something else?
Laura and I are teaming up. We're trying to find this rare item. Yeah, it's this old Chinese symbol thing that we're trying to find. Yeah, so we're on a mission together.
What made you think it's going to be here?
There's a lot of treasures here, actually. So we might find something we're not even looking for.
Oh, it's trouble.
You know, that's true. I've found a lot of trouble already, actually.
All right. Well, she's armed though.
Well, I am too. I mean, I got my, you know. So if some guy tries to pull out some sword, I don't have time for that stuff. I just got to shoot him and then move on. You know. Have a good day.
I think I've seen that. Thank you very much.
Been there, done that.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome. Take care.
All right, come over to my left here, if you would. All
right.
Onto my left.
All right.
My other left, yes. You always get your left and my left confused. Right? What's your name?
I'm Doug Engler with Animazing Radio.
All right. What is animation going to do with radio?
Well, it's an anime-based radio show. The artwork you see here is my wife's stuff. It's Casey Creations. Is her art studio.
That's hers?
And
it's her with the purple hair?
Yep.
All right. It's not naturally purple, is it?
No.
No.
She did that special for the show this weekend.
Oh, okay. Okay, so tell me about your...
Our podcast is a live 2-hour talk show. It's an anime and pop culture related show. We interview voice actors, cosplayers, artists, musicians, gamers, I've always said if you can find him at an anime or a comic convention, we'd be interested in having him as a guest on the show. Some of the bigger names we've had on the show include Funimation voice actors like Todd Haberkorn, Jeremy Lee, J. Michael Tatum, Christopher Sabat, Monica Rial, and even some fresh faces like Danny Chambers, who voices Chisei in The Ancient Magus Bride, Megan Shipman, Brent April.
Okay, so I don't expect you to recognize them all. You got someone in the middle there who's falling asleep there. What's that all about?
That's our daughter, Evie. One of the other artists here that we're friends with, Jay Moores, who's over in the corner over there. He gave her a little piece of art, and she was staring at it, and it put her to sleep.
Put her to sleep. Who could ask for anything more, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. So you have a website besides your blog?
You can find the Casey Creation stuff on Facebook. Just look at KAYCI-KREATIONS. You can find her on Instagram, Facebook. She's got Etsy. Everything that she has here isn't up on the Etsy page yet, but you can always contact if you see something you like. And you can find Animazing Radio at blogtalkradio.com/AnimeZingRadio.
All right. Does she do stuff on demand too? If somebody wanted something?
Yep, she does do commissions. We have actually a commissions menu up there.
Okay.
We also take credit cards and stuff, and she does do online orders. So feel free to contact her if you have any ideas. They make great gifts. She also does pet commissions and things like that.
All right. That's nice work too.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Have a great one.
All righty. All right. Moving right along here, we have more folks here. Pages from a rose, I guess. What's that?
Yeah, this here is an art set. It has 10 different pieces. It's like a journey through like struggling with mental health and stuff. Each of them is $20, and you get the entire set for, you get one set, $20. Other stuff here happens, I guess. I don't know. So.
All right. So, you first time here at this one?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Okay.
Hope you do well. Thank you. Moving right along here, we're continuing, and just another day at the City Beach here in Plattsburgh. The 501st Legion. They look like they might be Star Wars people, huh? I don't know. They look like they might be Star. They've got Stormtroopers over that way. R2-D2's here. And a new guy is here. I can't remember his name. That mannequin looks like it's real, doesn't it? Look at that mannequin. Oh, that mannequin moved. I was looking at this mannequin and it moved. This mannequin moved when I was looking at it.
I move occasionally.
Yeah.
So I'm enveloped by Jedi calm, so I can stand for hours without moving.
Without having to go to the bathroom.
Right. Some of us like to do it that are in Stormtrooper costumes. We'll stand still. You'll think we're a mannequin until we move at you.
They go boom.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right. So where are you guys from?
We are all from Vermont, but we are all part of an international organization called the 501st Legion and the Rebel Legion. We are a volunteer group. We raise money for charities. So we make screen-accurate Star Wars costumes. We'll show up for things like Make-A-Wish, cancer walks, that kind of stuff. And today we're raising money for the Vermont Children's Hospital by raffling off this basket of Star Wars toys.
Now, every once in a while you get somebody who's here as in costume who's not part of your group. But
yeah.
Do you take them outside and...
No, we actually try to convince them to become members and improve their costume and join up. We're always looking for more people.
All right, you're in Vermont, but any particular place in Vermont?
Most of us are from the Burlington area.
Okay.
But right today we are representing Garrison Excelsior. That's the New York group of the 501st. Their membership is a little sparse up here, so we come over the lake and give them a hand.
All right, is there a website or a Facebook page they can?
501st.com or rebellegion.com.
Either one of those will get you.
Either one will get you to it. Yep.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, get back to standing still.
I will.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
I'm going to keep my camera on you. I shut the camera off. This is an hour later. He's still standing just like that. I'm a little cautious about going through here. We'll try to be very quiet. Very quiet. There's somebody lurking behind. Move right along, move along, move along. Whoa, look at that, they got Han. Or Han Solo, they've got him encased. The Valley CW is here, look at that. And we got Necromunda. I have no idea what Necromunda is, but they're here. Okay, we are back to the far end here where the National Guard is set up, so we have made the tour and we may try to find one more person or two to chat with before we depart. You allowed to talk to me? You can? Yeah. Would you stand up? What's your name?
My name is Megan Cannell.
And where are you from?
I'm from Schenectady, New York.
You're a long ways from home.
Yeah. It was worth the trip, though. It's beautiful out here.
So what are you doing here?
I am helping my friend with his table.
All right. What are they doing here then?
He's an artist, and he's a comic artist and a curator and a painter, live painter, all kinds of art.
Okay. So do you go to the Saratoga show too that they put on?
Yes. This is going to be his second one in November. Second time going. This is his second ComicCon today. And then it'll be his second time at the Saratoga ComicCon in November.
All right. So you go to those too?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So you ever pose for him here? Which is this one of these you here?
No.
No. Okay, I didn't know if the one with the keyhole there, open her mouth, that's not you. You don't pose for any of these. That's all from his imagination.
Yeah, those were all imagination. I did not pose. I'm not a muse. At least not yet.
Well, I'm amused, but all right, thank you for chatting with us.
No problem. Have a nice day.
Thank you. If I plugged the mic in, Wonder Woman is over that way. As you walk in the door, you come into this display. There's a couple of gentlemen set up. The other fellow's busy getting his picture taken, but you're busy getting your picture taken with us. What's your name?
Hi, I am Scott Schiaffo, actor, musician, best known for the films Clerks, Vulgar, Comic Book Men, and Linger.
All right, Comic Book Men. Isn't that a series on AMC?
It is. We, Brian and I...
AMC History Channel? What was it on?
It's AMC. AMC.
Okay.
Brian and I were featured in season 3, but Brian has also been in many other episodes of that show. I was only in one episode, season 3, but we both come out of the Views universe, the Kevin Smith world.
All right, and for those folks like me who have not heard of Clerks, tell us about it. What is Clerks?
Oh, Clerks is the day in the life of a convenience store clerk, loosely based on Kevin Smith's life at the time, who's the filmmaker.
Okay.
He's gone on to do many others together with his partner Scott Mosier. This is Brian and I from an episode of Comic Book Men. We did a bowling episode with the Comic Book Men, hence the bowling shirt.
Clerks, there you go.
It's got my character name on it, so it was a lot of fun.
All right, so are you a full-time actor or what?
Full-time actor and musician. I also have a post-production facility I work out of as a freelancer in my home. I have a digital studio in the basement of the home, so I keep very busy with that when I'm not acting on camera.
All right, so when did you get into acting?
I really got into it heavily towards the tail end of high school and my early college years. That's when I started to really get into it pretty heavily. But at the same time, I was also into music very heavily, and I'd be gigging in clubs on the weekends and going out for indie films and local theater in between that. So that's how it started.
Okay, and people want to learn more about you, how can they do that?
They can go to, you can look me up, Scott Schiaffo on the internet, Scott Schiaffo on Facebook, Scott Schiaffo on Twitter. That's my handle everywhere is my name. So just Google my full name and you'll get all of those places.
Well, probably most people can spell Scott, but you might have trouble with Schiaffo.
Yeah, Schiaffo, S-C-H-I-A-F-F-O. If you have a problem with that, go to the IMDb and look up Clerks, and all of the cast members are listed.
Yeah, I love that IMDb.
Yeah, me too.
It's just great.
It is. It's a wonderful resource.
Yeah, you can look up somebody and find out everything
That's right.
you want to know
It's
about.
awesome, yeah.
All right, thanks for talking to us, Scott.
Oh, you got it. Thanks for coming by.
All right, thank you. All right, we've moved over and we're talking to Brian O'Halloran.
How are you doing, Calvin?
I'm doing well, thank you. So you're the other half of this big Clerks display here today.
Some people will say that, absolutely, yeah.
You're the better half?
Well, I'm the one that's on screen the most, let's put it that way.
Okay.
So the movie's called Clerks. It's about two guys, one guy who's a convenience store clerk, the other one who's a video store clerk. Kids, ask your parents what video store clerks were.
The last Blockbuster.
Exactly. And so I played the convenience store clerk, Dante Hicks, and it's a day in the life of these two guys with customers and events that happen throughout the day. So came out in '94, filmmaker Kevin Smith, first film. Went on to do many other films since. We did a sequel back in 2006 that came out of Clerks 2, but these characters have popped up in a bunch of other movies as well.
And what else do you do? You have a podcast, I see?
Working on a podcast that'll be coming out soon, the O'Halloran. That'll be hopefully on the Smodco network, which is Kevin Smith, the filmmaker's podcasting network. And a couple of other films, a biopic about us making that first film called Shooting Clerks will be out later this year. Kevin Smith's working on a sequel to another movie that we did called Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. We start shooting that this November. Look for a release date, probably about the end of summer of 2019. And a couple of other films that I'll be working on. One called, done by Jason Mewes, who's part of this same kind of family of filmmakers. That's called Madness and the Method. That'll be out hopefully by October or so.
I'm just curious, when you're in the acting business, do you have to have an agent? Otherwise, how do you?
Not necessarily. I mean, everybody starts out by doing a lot of theater, I would assume, is the best way to get your best training as an actor anyway. And you can do your local community theaters. Productions are usually very good training grounds. If you go to community colleges and take the acting classes there or theater classes, that's a good way to get the fundamentals down and the basics. So you try to do that, and then look, the technology, even the camera you're shooting this interview with has the technology to do a film with the proper sound and the proper script. Something watchable can be made, and something genius. You know, just do what you want to do.
I've done about 20,000, and some of them have been watchable.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Well, you never know.
You never know. This might be the one that's
but
watchable.
But the technology is there. That's for sure.
But for like Clerks, how did you and the people putting Clerks together get together?
Well, the filmmaker lived in a town that I worked at the local community theater. So he went to the owners of the community theater and said, hey, I want to make this film in town. this is the best place to hold auditions, and plus, could you contact your stable of actors, so to speak, to come and audition for me? And this is in '93, before, you know, the internet and everybody had a cell phone. So it was through calling up people and leaving, you know, a message on their answering machine. Kids, ask your kids ask your grandparents what your answering machines were. And then you got the message to come on down and audition. He put an ad in the newspaper. Once again, newspapers, different technology. It's not the internet anymore. Back then, to see what the listings were for auditions. And this was out of the New York, New Jersey area of where all these auditions came from.
Anything else we should know about, Brian?
If anybody wants to stay in touch with what I'm up to, the best thing is through Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. It's Brian and then the letter C, Brian C. O'Halloran at Twitter, at Instagram, and then the Brian C. O'Halloran on Facebook. Best way to keep up what we're doing.
All right, you spell Brian with an I, not a Y.
Brian with an I, the proper way.
That's right. I always wondered why.
Now it's not Y, it's I.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Calvin. Good to see you.
As you can see from the parking lot, it is getting more and more people in here all the time. This is August 4th, a Saturday. This is the second annual Plattsburgh ComicCon. There will be a third. We're gonna move it to a September date, and with the high school soccer season going so hot and heavy, I'm not sure if we'll be able to come back next year, but if we're able to, we certainly will. We found it very interesting in here today, and we hope a lot of folks in the North Country take advantage of this and head up here and support this Comic-Con. And all taking place here at the Crete Brothers Memorial Civic Center on August 4th, 2018. You never know who you're going to see when you come here. Thanks for watching.